sure. There we are. Great news.
I think it's a great news story, and you know what I said prior to training is right. You know, Madge has been really pushing hard for this opportunity for a long time. He's been held out of the team by some pretty good players who have been doing the job for us, but you know, a little mishap, or Robbie Tarrant's been carrying a slight knock for a couple of weeks now and hasn't been able to train fully for 3 weeks, and we think pushing it into a 4th week's just not fair on him. So he hasn't quite come up, and now the opportunity has come up for Majak to make his debut, which we're obviously really excited about. And you know, he's been marking the ball really strongly, and you know, he's worked extremely hard for this opportunity. But now he gets the opportunity to get out and play. So his challenge is to take that opportunity and make the most of it.
And that role will be more of a ruck-defined role?
Well, I think that's the thing about Majak, is he gives us great flexibility. He can, we know he's a very effective ruckman, very, very difficult for opposition ruckman to counter because of his agility and his leap and his speed. But we know he can also mark the ball really strongly. So we think we can use him in a variety of roles, and he adds another dimension to our midfield and our forward line.
This morning you said that he hadn't forced his way into the side yet. Are you confident that he can hold his own?
Oh, we've got no doubt. We think Aaron Black, Dan Curry and Majak have been worthy of being selected. But my comment about not knocking the door down or completely forcing my hand was that he had to, while Petrie, Hansen, Tarrant and Goldstein are holding up their end of the bargain in the seniors, for Majak to come over the top of one of those guys, he had to give the match committee no option but to select him over the top of one of those guys. Now, with Taz, who we think is clearly in our best 22 players, not available this week, the opportunity's there for Madge. And we say to all our players regularly that, you know, you can be playing really good footy in the VFL, but when your opportunity comes up, it's your responsibility to take that opportunity. It's Madge's opportunity this week, and we're confident he'll acquit himself really well.
Now, Jack, how are you feeling about the big news?
It hasn't quite sunk in yet. I'm really excited. I've waited for this opportunity for a long time, and you know, I've worked really hard at my time with this footy club, and you know, I know what it takes now to represent this team, and I've worked pretty hard for the last 3 years, and I'd like to thank Brad and all the coaches for giving me this opportunity, and definitely take it with both hands, and yeah.
Did you see the day coming, or was it one of those ones that over your 3-year period that seemed a fair way off?
Look, I've never been in this position before, and the last 3 weeks I've been emergency for the AFL side, and I've got to experience what that's like, and you know, every time I was down in the rooms, I just wanted to be part of the team, and I never knew when my opportunity was going to come. Like Brad said, keeps telling to all of our players, when the opportunity comes, make sure you take it, and I think I'm quite ready to take that opportunity now.
Majak, 10, 11 years ago, you run onto the ground for Wintervale for the very first time in your first game of footy. That was a long time ago. Did you think at that point in time that this dream had come true? Were you that hooked on the game back then?
I couldn't. I definitely not. You know, playing back then was just playing footy for fun and trying to, you know, make friends and stuff. But now footy's my full-time job, and you know, it's great that I can make my debut. And yeah, I wasn't thinking of this about 12 years ago. So.
The first Super player to do it, what does that mean to you?
I haven't really thought about it. You know, being at this footy club, I mean, I feel like I'm one of the boys, but the thought of being the first Sudanese is really exciting, and hopefully down the track we'll see more Africans playing AFL, and if I had a lot to do with it, then I would be really happy. But yeah, like I said, I'm just really excited for this opportunity.
What about your family, Majak? A big family. First, how did Brad deliver the news, and how did you deliver the news to your family?
I was out after training today, just having some shots at goals, and saw Brad in the corner of my eye, and I didn't know what to expect, but you know, I was really happy for him to tell me that I'll be playing this weekend, and I was really surprised because I didn't see it coming. But it's, yeah, I could never guess when my opportunity was going to come. But yeah, when Brad told me, I was really happy, and then I went inside, did a few things, and then rang Mum and Dad and told them, and they were pretty happy, and they congratulated me. And yeah, I haven't had the chance to tell many of my friends yet. So
You're having a fair bit of family and friends at the game.
yeah, yeah, there would definitely be a lot of people there on the weekend for me.
We spoke to Brad this morning about how you were handling not having played a game now that you're finally on the list. Was it frustrating for you in the last few weeks, and especially in the last couple of years, knowing that you're on the list, but you still hadn't run out with the team?
I wouldn't say I was frustrated. I really wanted. This is what I really want, and to make my debut and play my first game. But I think I've come in leaps and bounds over the years, and just have learnt so much about what it takes to be an AFL footballer. And I've had a pretty big pre-season. I've taken my training to another step, and just realising now, like, this is what it takes for those guys that run out for this footy club every weekend. This is what they have to do. So I wasn't frustrating. It was a learning curve for me. So yeah.
It's sort of the best parts of the job for you, Brad.
Yeah, it is. It is. There's no doubt that when you watch a player work extremely hard and go through ups and downs, as any top-level elite sportsman has to go through, and Madge has had his fair share of ups and downs along the way. So you get great satisfaction out of watching guys train really hard and work really hard and suffer for periods of time, and then have little wins along the way. And when they get their opportunity, it is exciting and it is satisfying. But Majak's aware more than anyone that this is just an opportunity for him. It's nothing else. You know, Madge is obviously excited, as he should be, to play his first game of footy, but it's just an opportunity, and it's Majak's responsibility to take it. We as a match committee feel that he's ready to take that opportunity, and I think just as importantly, he's got the players' support. You know, the match committee are right behind him, but the players are absolutely behind him, and they've got great confidence kicking the ball to him now, because they know that Madge can help us win games. He's incredibly strong in the air. He's incredibly quick and agile, and he can do things on the field that a lot of other players can't. So I think our guys are going to be really excited to have him out there, and are really going to support him.
I remember we spoke a few weeks ago back in the NAB Cup about the incident where Madge took the ball and went towards goal. And he's done that for a lot of his career, where he's been able to control the ball and run with it. Does he have that sort of licence in this team now that he's got a senior game? Yeah,
he does. He does. I mean, we want all our players to play to their strengths, and if Madge plays to his strengths, he's very, very difficult to counter. So, he does, but we've been working with Madge on a lot of different aspects of his game. We've looked at the defensive side of the game, which Madge has really improved, and also his overall awareness of what's going on around him. And to his credit, he's just spent an enormous amount of time both with the coaches, looking at vision, but more importantly out on the track, working on his deficiencies. And we know he's still going to improve a hell of a lot from what he produced on the weekend, but we think he's going to produce minimum AFL standard key forward ruck play on the weekend. So we're not picking him just because it's a great story. I mean, we're picking him because we think he'll help us win the game on the weekend.
Majak, where do you think you've made some grounds that's enabled you to get to the standard where they're picking you in the AFL team?
Just how to train, and so far watching guys like Drew Petrie, Robbie Tarrant go about their training, the way they prepare, and especially in the pre-season, just working on my fitness, and that's probably being the biggest improvement. If I'm fit enough, I can train well enough and give myself that opportunity. So yeah, just really improving on my training standards, and putting a lot of pressure on myself just to go out there and get something out of training rather than just go through the motions.
In a lot of ways, Majak, is it good that it's taken a long time, that you're probably more ready now than you would have been a year ago as a player?
When I came into the footy club, I knew straight away it was going to take a long time for me to even think about playing AFL footy, and it was good that I realised that early on, because I knew where I was at with my footy compared to some guys who played football all their life, and yeah.
Obviously, a lot of people know a lot about your background, but can you just give us a quick sort of rundown of where you come from in your own sort of words, I guess?
So I'm from South Sudan. It's a country in Africa, and I've been in Australia for the last 10 years. My family migrated here to Melbourne, and one of nine kids, and I think definitely coming from another country and having experienced what my family's gone through has definitely shaped me to the person I am today, and I definitely look up to my mum and dad, the way they handle themselves, and at times things weren't going their way, and to try and bring up a family in uneven situations, and yeah, I really look up to them, and I'm very proud of my culture, and there are a lot of Sudanese community out in Melbourne here, and I think they look up to me, and I take that ownership on myself to do the right thing every time, because I know there are other kids out there who look up to me and want to model their life around me. So, yeah.
Are your brothers and sisters in Australia?
Yeah.
Will they all come to the game on the weekend?
Yeah, they'll all come, all 9 kids. So, yeah.
A couple of your brothers are playing footy at the moment, aren't they? Junior footy?
Yeah, I've got a 17-year-old brother. He's playing out Werribee in the Western Jets, and little Rajak, 7, just started Auskick this year. So it's pretty exciting. I'm pretty excited about that.
Brad, I know you said this morning that the hype was all external. The club sort of announced it with the hashtag Majak happens. What did you think of that?
Yeah, well, we have some on-running battles with our media department around Majak, that's for sure. My job as coach is to educate Maj as the way we want him to play his footy, really to help him, to give him the knowledge and the tools, because he's got some great athletic capabilities, he's got some great football skills, but my job is to prepare him best to play AFL footy. And I understand that externally a lot of people have wanted to see Maj out playing AFL footy for us before this time, but my responsibility is to the club and to Majak, and to make sure that when he plays he's ready. And we can't control the external hype. I understand it though, and in a way we welcome it, because Maj has been through some tough times, and there is going to be pressure on him to perform. All we expect Majak to do on the weekend is play to the way we want him to play. Don't hesitate, go out and attack the game. And if he does that, I'm sure his preparation at this point will hold him in really good stead. But it is a great news story, and I don't want to keep a lid on that. I think it's fantastic for the football club. It's fantastic for Majak. It's fantastic for our game in general, that we've got someone from Majak's background playing our game and playing at the level that he'll produce on Sunday. So up until now, my job's been to make sure that he's prepared for this moment, and I'm really confident that he is.
Majak, do you feel a bit of that pressure? Your coach just mentioned there'll be a lot of people interested in how you go.
Yeah, look, like Brad touched on it, his job is to mould me to be the best player I can. And I'm really aware of the external pressure, a lot of people wanting me to play senior footy, and I get a lot of media hype, and we've got a really good support system at this footy club, and I'll talk to Heath a fair bit, and Brad, and my development coach, and just tell them how I'm feeling, and they give me a lot of support, and there hasn't been a time where I feel like I'm out there by myself and feeling all this pressure. But like Brad said, we welcome that pressure, and I think if I wasn't under this pressure, I don't think I'd be wanting to improve, and I don't really concentrate on what other people are going to say out there. I just do what's in my control and just leave that up, just leave the rest up to them.
When you've been through what you've been through and seen your family, it must give you a hell of a lot of perspective, even before you've played a game, that this is just a game.
Yeah, like what my family's been through is nothing compared to my footy career so far. I mean, there's been ups and downs, but like I look back and think, you know, there are other people out there who have it worse than me. So this is just my first game, and yeah, like I'm just really excited. I'm just really looking forward to this weekend.
Robbie Tarrant, is it just this week, or could it turn into more?
For Robbie? No, he could have played this week, and don't worry, he's the first time I thought a player was going to physically assault me out on the ground when I told him he wasn't playing. Very competitive beast, Robbie Tarrant, and he could have played, but I'm not comfortable with it being round 4. Robbie having not been able to train for the last 3 weeks, still, you know, performing and still, you know, working harder than anyone on the ground on the weekend. But I think with these things, when you continue to miss training, you know, it'll eventually affect his performance. So I wasn't prepared to take him in this week, especially when we've got Aaron Black and Majak, who are ready to go as key forwards and are fully fit. So we think Robbie's injury will be a 1-week thing. I think he's clearly in our best 22 players. He's a really important part of our side, and you know, when he's fully fit next week, I hope I've got another massive selection dilemma, and that pressure falls on me and it falls on the match committee. What Majak's got to do is get out and take his opportunity, because he's been waiting and working for this for a long time, but he's got to take it, and he knows that. But I've got confidence that he's ready.
Ray, can you talk us through some of the changes you've seen in Majak, both as a player and as a person, since you've arrived at the club?
Well, they've been significant. I mean, Madge has spoken to himself about preparing to be an elite AFL footballer, and that's taken a lot of education to get Madge to understand what it is that AFL footballers do and how they live their lives, because it's not just a part-time pursuit. You know, you need to be fully committed to your sport. And Madge at the beginning had a lot to learn and had I'd say a very basic understanding of what it took to be an elite athlete. But he's taken his 2K time trial down by about 2 minutes, which is extraordinary. He's now, you know, if not the best anaerobic athlete at the club, he's very close to it. He's gone from a player who very physically imposing and got a terrific physique for football, but was nowhere near at the strength level he needed to be in the gym. And now he's, you know, right at the top of all our strength measures, our power measures, and, you know, our anaerobic running measures. So the transformation physically, while he was always pretty imposing, has been significant. But I think more importantly, he's earned the respect of his teammates through his hard work. And to be completely honest with you, and Majak will be the first to tell you, that his teammates probably didn't have the greatest respect for him initially, because he didn't know how to work. And that's not isolated to Madge. That's very common with first-year players, because they don't have an understanding of what it takes to be an AFL footballer, and it takes them a long time to earn the respect of their teammates. This pre-season, all of the boys have enormous respect for what Madge has done, and I think that's a real credit to him. And you don't need to thank me, mate. You've done it yourself. So you've earned your opportunity, and let's get out and play on Sunday.